She plays a smart, savvy businesswoman and one of the boardroom judges on her dad's reality show, The Apprentice. Please welcome Ivanka Trump. Gosh, Ivanka Trump.
I can't believe that you've been married almost a year already.
I know.
Because that went fast.
I know. Well, you were there to celebrate
I was
with
there,
me.
absolutely.
You
It was
sang,
a wonderful.
didn't you?
I didn't sing. I don't know where that came
It's
out.
one of the greatest mistruths,
Yeah.
but we'll take it.
Yeah, sure.
I've heard you sing, so we would have loved it.
Oh, well, thank you. But we had a good time there that night. It was wonderful. I thought it was a great wedding.
Thank you.
You happy with that?
I agree.
And thinking about the day? Yeah, it was a wonderful day. It was last October.
Did it go
New
too
Jersey.
fast for you? Was it like a lot of brides say, "Oh, I blinked and it was over."
It did. It certainly flew. But I got some great advice prior to the actual wedding that I really took to heart and spent a lot of time thinking about, which is really, just to be in the moment as much as you can,
Right.
and really try to enjoy it
Sure.
for exactly the reason that you said. It just flies. Somebody else actually also told me to try and hold my husband's hand throughout the night as much as possible and not to separate, which I actually think was great advice because you can turn around, 45 minutes goes by, a quarter of the wedding, and you haven't
see
found
each
your
other.
spouse
Right.
across
That's
the room.
right. Sometimes you go to see your friends, and but that's great. Hang on to him and keep him.
My father, by the way, reminds me of this wedding on a daily basis. And he goes, so, in retrospect, as opposed to this elaborate affair at Trump National in Bedminster, would you have preferred an intimate ceremony?
No.
Oh, my God. Well, just this past weekend, you visited a best friend's wedding. In fact, you put that whole thing together, I think, right?
I did. So I'm actually feeling very good about this one. I set one of my closest friends up with her now husband.
Oh, my
A
gosh.
gentleman, businessman from Baltimore. And it was like lightning struck. This was amazing. They met. They started their date. Around a week later, I saw her again. I think their date went on for around a week, and that was it. So she moved to Baltimore.
So you just had a good feeling. You knew her. She's a dear friend, and then you knew this guy and thought they'd be good together.
His father, actually asked me to set his son up with a nice boy. So I figured I had to bring my A team if it was a
That's
father.
right, sure.
Incredible.
So.
Now, do you have girls' night out with your friends? Occasionally?
I do, and I love girls' night. I'm sure you do girls' night out.
I do
Every
girls'
other night.
We all have to unwind a little bit, the whole deal.
We're going to Las Vegas, and we have a girls' night out contest. So we're gonna
You should do it at Trump. We have a great hotel in Vegas, and we have all these events geared towards exactly that.
No
But
kidding.
It's the best, and it's very important, especially when you spend a tremendous amount of time with men, like we both.
So where do you go on your girls' night out?
Well, tomorrow I'm actually having a girls' night in where I have 10 of my friends. They're coming over, and all of us are learning how to cook Thai food. So I have this whole Thai menu planned, Thai cocktails,
I don't know
whatever
about
that
Thai
means.
Food, but we're gonna tie one on at my girls' night out. You're invited, Reed.
I want to come, Kelly.
Now, are you under any pressure to have children? Where are the kids?
Well, I have
When
a
are you
feeling
gonna
the
have
conversation just got a jump start based on that question. My father is, in fact, watching. So, to date, not a tremendous amount. I think we both work in family companies, and our parents both have a vested interest in keeping us very focused.
Right, sure.
But my brother has 2 children.
Yes, he does.
And my in-laws have 5 grandchildren, or actually 6 grandchildren. So
the
we have
pressure's
a little
off of you.
in the
now.
short term.
That's great. Oh, that's
in
great.
the short term.
Good. I'll bet you're going to have a lovely family.
I hope to.
Because Jared's a good-looking guy, and you're not bad yourself. And, anyway, right back with Ivanka Trump in just a moment. Ivanka Trump, step it up.
You know what was great? As you said, you roll your eyes a lot. He attempted to roll his eyes, and then he caught himself mid-eye roll. He
It's
was
true. It was a semi-arc,
yeah,
and
it
then
was
back.
interesting, right?
Which do you prefer, the Celebrity Apprentice, the regular people, or the celebrities?
It's interesting because I think there is just room for both of them because they're such different shows. Obviously the format's very similar, But with the regular apprentice, you have this unbridled sort of feistiness that you don't see. You know, the celebrities, they have their fair share of brawls, but they also are a little bit more composed.
Sure.
They've achieved more. They're a little bit more confident in themselves. Right. Whereas with the regular apprentice, you just see them go after each other, and it's so interesting.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes right down to the home stretch, and the Trumpster has got to make a decision on which one, how do you feel? Do you get a little nervous because he's probing and you want to help, but you don't know?
Well, well, I'm also nervous to speak right as he's about to fire someone. But it's a fascinating thing because we film these boardrooms and we just roll tape and go. And the fact that it's as seamless as it is shocking to me, that he'll give this incredible monologue before the axe comes down.
Exactly.
And everything's perfect. There are no stops and starts. And, you know, I've been on a few reality shows, you know, as a guest or whatever it is, and it's certainly not this fluid.
Right.
But he just doesn't have the attention span for stopping and starting.
Right, of course.
So it is an amazing thing to sort of watch him do his thing.
Sure it is. But do you ever disagree with his selection? Do you ever say, hey, Dad, you got it wrong?
I don't think I've ever vehemently disagreed.
But
there have been times where we've both been so on the fence that you really could have gone either way. It just depended on the perspective you were looking at.
And I sometimes think that the viewer at home also is on the fence with you, thinking,
oh, yeah?
Yeah, I agree. Because I watch the show, so I'm always feeling like when you're on the fence, I'm also on the fence.
I'm on like Facebook Live, and I'm posting comments and answering questions, and people will be yelling at us to fire somebody else or get rid of this person or promote somebody because they're very good looking. So the feedback I get is amazing, but most of the time they agree. So.
Well, Thursday night, 10 o'clock on NBC, The Apprentice continues. We got our inbox comments coming up. It was so great to see you again.